to a new map. And I hope everyone can see themselves.
Oh my god, it's Bruce Lee!
Well, you don't know. All right. So you can obviously see all the shops set up. It's a very makeshift kind of trading post, let's say. In front of you, there's a little bit of a podium, and on the podium stands a man. He is basically circled with people handing him money or just talking to him. He seems like the person who is kind of the heart of the operation. And yeah, that's pretty much what you get, what you're getting.
What's the crowd saying?
Say again?
The crowd not saying anything? Are they just standing there watching him? What are the no voices?
Yeah, obviously there's voices, but this is kind of a murmur. You can't really tell. There's too many people speaking at once to actually tell what's happening. If you want, you can give me a hearing perception roll to kind of tell what they're actually speaking about.
Oh boy.
Murmur, revel. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So Lash has a success.
I just haven't been rolling well at all today.
No.
So it's just a perception roll?
Yep. If you have like acute hearing or something, you can add this bonus. But
Yep.
okay.
Wow.
So the elven ears. You can basically hear sort of betting. People trying to put money on the fighters. The man in the middle has a bit of parchment, just scribbling it all down. So you can definitely tell that they're betting on the next fights that will go in the arena.
Oh, I'd like to walk up to one of the people that are betting.
Okay.
What are we betting on?
Oh, there's some fool has challenged one of the arena champions. I'm sure he's going to lose. You want in on that, Elf?
Well, it depends. What's the rules of the fight?
Basically, it's anyone who falls down to the ground. We don't want killing here. So the fighters can just resign on the fight. But most of the times, it's just a fair, clean fight without killing.
Oh, so it's like a brawl, or are they using weapons? What's going on?
Yes, they're using weapons, mostly dulled ones. No, obviously no magic. It has been unheard of. No kind of ranged weapons, just straight brawl. Well, as I said, dull weapons.
Oh, okay. What's the new guy look like?
What's the new guy look like? Oh, he seems it's actually hard to tell. I've seen him once. Maybe you can spot him around here. Pretty tall fellow.
Would you say he has a real Bruce Lee look about him?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Does he look like a real underdog?
No, I couldn't really tell you. As I say, he has one of these forgettable faces, you know?
No, I don't.
Well, and this it's pockmarked and probably with the mustache. Because it's the Empire.
10 shillings on the underdog.
I said, if you looked like a real underdog, that's all my money on that guy. This is clearly the moment in the campaign where this guy turns it all around.
Yeah, no, I'm literally like gonna put in 10 shillings on it if I can. How can I do this?
Yes, you can. You can pass on the 10 shillings. I mean, any.
But who are you betting on? The underdog?
The underdog, obviously.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna say it. 10 on the underdog.
Gentlemen, ladies, we're here to shut this place down, not to bet.
Yeah, but we
the
can
underdog or
earn.
the updog, so you gotta make your choice.
Yeah, we gotta earn a little bit of money on the side. We can come out of this with more money.
Well, look at it this way. If we both bet in opposite directions, one of us will win.
Yeah, it's just like putting all your money on red and black. You can't lose.
It's a perfect strategy. This is exactly how betting works in cities.
In fact, I'll put
right?
money on evens and odds at the same time. Anyways, who are you betting on? Victor.
Like I said, the other guy, not the champion, the underdog.
All right,
the
one gold
challenger.
crown on the champion.
All right. Give me the money. I'll scribble down your names. What shall I call you?
The elf.
The elf. Very well. The elf, 1 gold crown. Of course. The fight is going on in about 2 hours. You don't want to miss it.
I was waiting for you to say, in 17 days, the fight will happen. God damn you.
No, I can't help but think that maybe we're profiting off of the thing that we're going to stop. But you know what? I like profit.
Who knows? Maybe we'll fail. Maybe we'll never shut
Maybe
down the
we'll
arena.
explode.
No, I mean, maybe we'll never shut down the arena. Maybe we'll just have to keep making money off of it to recoup what we couldn't have made by the...
Okay. Gustav, could you give me a perception roll in the meantime?
Me?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
Some in your eye, I think.
So in the in the commotion, as everyone is either betting or talking against betting, you can feel someone slip you something in one of your pockets, and kind of give you a light tap on the shoulder, and all you can see is a kind of hooded figure just disappearing around the corner.
I reach into my pocket and see what's inside.
No, very well. So you basically uncover a little piece of parchment, and it's written, "Meet me in front of the drunken rat at midnight."
Huh. That's ominous. That seemed like a bad idea.
All right.
Alright.
You take what you want from that. I can see Alexa has immediately went for the
To the dwarf.
to Dwarven Smith. Yeah, he's very focused on his work. Do you wanna take notice?
I'll just sort of stand there watching him. And whenever he kind of stops and looks up, I don't want to bother him, but I'm also very curious to what he's doing.
Okay. So after a few minutes, he kind of sighs, looks at you, and says, "What is it? Pitchfork? You wanted me to repair?"
No, I was just I was just admiring your work. You do very good work, and it's incredible to see. I guess I've always wanted to do this sort of thing. She says, kind of shyly.
All right. Yes. Thank you. I mean, this is. I try to find work wherever I can, but I didn't imagine working in a shoddy arena such as this. just fixing farmers' tools and bent pieces of armor. This is not a work for a smith like myself.
Well, I could help you if you like. If you help if you show me what to do, I can certainly assist with you and help and maybe ease the burden a little.
Okay. I mean, you can. Let's give it a gossip roll. I guess you don't have charm, do you?
No, I do have charm.
All right, give me a charm roll then. Okay.
Oh.
No, that's okay actually. So he kind of thinks about it for a while, and he says, "Oh, what the hell? Why not? I can see what we could make hard here for me. I mean, one farmer going with a bent pitchfork is not going to be a problem for me. All right."
She does have 4 strength and 4 toughness, so if he has that eye, then he can tell that, yeah, she's used to hard work and would do probably a good job.
Yeah, maybe that's what persuaded him in the first place, with your lack of charm.
She's just a little starstruck and shy. It's like, oh my,
Okay.
you don't even have to pay me.
So yeah, he kind of takes you into his little forge, shows you the ropes, and simple tasks, how to heat up metal so it doesn't shatter,
Probably
holding
has
it,
her,
and
yeah, like getting wood for the forge and
basically
emptying water and basic things to start. But she's more than happy to do it.
very well. All right. In the meantime, guys, what you think?
I mean, I guess I'm getting ready for the fight.
Okay.
I mean, not getting ready for the fight. I'm not fighting.
Just trying to make a plan to shut this place down without bloodshed, but
Okay.
Victor will spend some time going around the crowd, talking to people, getting their feelings. Why are you out here watching tonight and all this stuff? What do you get out of this? Who's running the thing around here? Which fighters are your favorites? What's happening with the fighters lately? And just sort of, getting an impression of how everything is going down here.
All right. So they can give you kind of a round down what you guys can actually do here. They can obviously join in on the fights. From what you have learned, there's a lot of different difficulties of the fights. You can either fight in groups or just one against one. You've learned that there's 3 different champions that have been winning the fights recently. They are very, veteran fighters. But you've heard that there's quite a lot of money to be earned in fighting them. Give me a gossip roll just to see what kind of specific information you're going to get.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
all of us or just Victor?
Just Victor. I mean, if you want to do the same.
Works
all right.
today.
Very well. So you can find a few actually disgruntled people, not very fond of this whole idea of an arena. You hear gossip of that this was not to be like a specific fighting arena. That this was meant to be a kind of a school to teach people to fight with the war going on. There's a man who has been, the originator of the idea. He's been called by everyone just by his name, he is a sort of a person not from the Empire. Nobody really knows where he has come from, but many people has taken into liking him. And his name, he's simply known by the name of Bruce.
Of course he is.
Of
I
course.
hope he doesn't let us down.
I'm sure he he won't. And yeah, you can.
So he
Yeah.
originally came here to teach people how to fight and defend themselves during wartime here. But it's
Yeah.
since basically, is he still in control of it and it evolved into an arena, or has it gone out of his control?
So what you've learned is that it has gone out of his control. That people wanted to incorporate money into fighting, and he just wanted, to do it for the good of people rather than just gain some monetary. Just gain money for it.
Oh, well, he sounds like the person to talk to then, I suppose.
All
Hey,
right.
Is he around here?
Yes, he is normally around the yes, exactly that.
So I'll
around the
just sort of
market.
like poke everyone and see, like, hey, you want to go talk with this person with me? In case I don't know what to say? I mean, I can fill the dead air, but, maybe we got questions.
Sure, why
Yeah,
not?
I'm going with you.
I can't think of anything better to do, so why not?
What do you need?
Oh, hey, Alexa's right over there.
Hi. How are you doing over there?
Sorry, I have work to do.
Put your pants back on.
Well, try to have some fun, too.
Just too much work for that. She says.
All right. All right. So you guys wanna have a chat with Bruce, right?
Indeed.
All right. So you find him, kind of staying away from this whole situation, just kind of angrily looking towards the quote unquote arena master. And as you,
I'm just wondering. Bruce. That's your name, right, Bruce?
yes, how can I help you?
What's your family name?
Oh,
Bruce
there's no
Leon.
word for it. There's no
Leon.
word for it in the Reichspiel. I'm sorry, I can't translate it.
Very well. It was just a bet that I had with that guy over there. Yeah, Victor.
Okay.
I thought you had a question for him?
Oof. Oh, no, I just wanted to meet the one who, started all this, I suppose.
Oh, I guess you've heard the rumors.
Yeah.
Just one or
Are they
two.
true?
Say again?
Are they true?
I mean, yes, obviously. I wanted to help the people go through the war. If such an opportunity happens that they have to fight for their homes, I'd rather have them prepared, right? This was supposed to be a good thing, and now it's all about the money.
Well,
Well, people are very much excited about the money.
Well, I'm sure there are, but this was not the idea behind this.
Right, but if you can make a little money too, is that so bad?
Well, of course. But can't you see what's going on here? There's
Sure.
just a few champions. No one's very interested in learning how to fight. They just want to fight for the
What
sake
you
of.
gotta do then is incentivize the people that are fighting to earn more money. That way you'll have people stepping up trying to be the best fighter to earn
true.
more money. Also, what are these? These things.
I guess they're kind of lanterns.
I couldn't tell if they were like holding the tree up. I don't know what's going on here.
Hit the tree
I mean,
from falling quickly.
Yeah.
That's how we do
basically.
it in the human empire.
Well, they're not tied to
Um,
anything, so they gotta be tied to the ground. So what the hell are those things?
Anyway.
They're just
Well,
there.
there are some who in the crowd who I believe still agree with you and
Yeah.
are perhaps still interested. There's still hope here. And well, I suppose we do have some interest in maybe seeing things go back to the way you would have liked them.
You mean free fighting school for everyone?
Have you tried contacting the bailiff to see if you could mount a militia or something like that?
I don't really know the customs of this land, as you may have heard. I'm not originally from here.
Well, I'll have you know that the ruler of this land and city is in fact on your side in this whole little situation.
Well, that's great news.
It
And
doesn't
I
really,
suppose that's why we're here.
it doesn't
Right,
really
so-
like the arena.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I can share the sentiment.
Now, while my friend over here, this wonderful dun-covered elf, has given his little 2 bits, my idea, perhaps, is that, well, there are some disgruntled bettors in the crowd. And perhaps if enough people lose their bets, maybe they'll get angry enough at the way things are that they'll be more interested in changing things. Perhaps something to someone who has a prepared argument and an idea for how things should be.
Oh, you know what'd be great for that? If one of us was to enter the fight and intentionally throw it in such a way as to seem like the whole thing is rigged.
Yeah, but
But they would have to appear to be a good fighter already.
Right.
not
Like
really a good
our
actor.
good friend here, Conrad, appears to be a good fighter already.
So you're going to involve me in this?
Well, you're already involved. You're here.
Yes, I'm here to shut this place down. And
Right, and the plan
everybody-
is to make it look like you're taking a fall, thus making it look like the entire thing is rigged, so that we can then shut it down.
And I assume you will be betting against him.
Of
Or
course.
we could simply
Uh-huh.
fight and win. I imagine
You
people
would be
bet
a
against us inherently.
Well, no. If he fights and he wins, then it just looks like a normal fight. That's not. Your plan is to make people lose their money and then get upset. If they lose their money thinking that the whole thing is a sham, then they're going to be
Then
upset.
they won't want to be around simply betting anymore.
Well, that's also a good thing, right? They
Yeah,
won't be
I'm
here.
sure,
And if only there was someone willing to teach them how to fight and get their money back.
Right. I
I'm
think
sure
we're
a crowd
agreeing,
of-
but you're saying it in a way that makes me think you're not agreeing.
Yeah, I'm sure a crowd of bloodthirsty people just pissed off because they lose all their money are going to listen to reason.
Well, no, we're not going to talk to them. They're going to do whatever the hell they do. If they destroy this entire place because they're upset, well, that also gets rid of the place. Mission
Yeah,
accomplished
and-
still.
No, because Nina remind you, he didn't want civil unrest.
He said he'd prefer not to have it. It wasn't in the mandate. We still get paid.
Mm,
I believe his words were, we should exercise some subtlety.
Right. If nobody knows it was our fault, then that's subtle.
that's a dangerous plan.
We'll put
Well,
that
I
down as
suppose-
plan C.
Yeah,
Well, what about
maybe.
you, Bruce, then? How do you see the situation? How do you think it might resolve?
Well, as you've said, that there's quite a few people already who'd like to see the arena go back to the way it was. The biggest problem I see here is the arena master who actively working to take money from people. From what I know, he actually organized the other fighters, the so-called champions. So getting him out of the picture would be a great help.
In what now?
Yeah, some of that broke up. But the
Yeah.
gist of it, I think, was convince one of the fighters.
I'm sorry, am I having some internet problems?
A little bit of lag, I think. It's causing some distortion.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a little bit better?
I could try changing the server. Hold on.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Voice. Oh, sorry. Changing my own settings. How about now?
Okay.
Say something, Cherry.
Okay.
Cherry.
Dun 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 dun.
I think sometimes we had to rejoin, reconnect.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay,
Yeah.
did not do anything.
No.
Yeah, it seems like my internet provider is making fun of me, so to speak.
Unfortunate. But I guess was I mostly correct in what I was thinking I heard you say? That we need to
Um,
convince one of the fighters, the champions?
let me just repeat. What Bruce said is basically the arena master is the root of the problem. He has basically brought in the reigning champions. So without him kind of paying the fighters, it might be the best idea, to start. So getting him out of the picture would be somewhat the best idea to begin with.
Oh, perhaps we need a little bit of robbery here then. That too could work.
A little bit of what?
A little robbery.
Robbery. Okay, I think they said bribery, and I was against that.
Well, that's sort of the opposite of what I think we want. But.
Yeah, to lose money. No. I don't take
Yes,
jobs to lose money.
If everyone puts in their bets and then the money goes missing, then obviously he won't be able to pay anyone.
Would that just be the same thing as the other plan? Everyone's gonna be angry, pissed off, and throw a riot?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's more the people are angry, but then the man making the bets is still happy and can still pay his fighters, one way or another.
well, not if we rob him.
Don't
What-
care about
What
that.
Bruce has said is that if the fighters aren't paid, they leave, and then people will stop bothering.
Yeah, but if you can't pay the bets, then the people are still as pissed off as before. And I think
Yeah.
the whole fall method would be a better way to go on that one, because at least then we know who's gonna lose, and we win the most money.
Well, again, it doesn't change the amount of money that the man running the bets is going to. Do we have a name for him?
Fat
Victor
giant.
just kind of starts flapping his hands around. That
Okay.
man over there. Did anyone actually catch his name?
So yeah, let's say from your gossip roll, the name of the arena master is Burkhard Eman.
Emmond. All right.
Eman, let me just write down.
Burkhart
So
Emmond. His name is Broken a Microphone.
Emmond.
Well then,
All right. Well, the goal should be to make sure that Emmond receives the least money. Then
We could poison him.
that just sounds rude.
Well, I mean, he's not paying anybody if he's dead, right?
True, but again, I must repeat, we're asked to exercise our subtlety.
Poisoning is the height of subtlety.
I think a dead body is fairly obvious.
Yes, but nobody can be blamed for that.
And also, I just won't feel too good about just killing.
Also, there's not going to be
someone like that.
riots in the streets if people aren't getting paid because a guy died. That's the least amount of offense of all the plans so far.
I'm pretty sure the Belief didn't give us a license to kill someone.
Oh, you don't have a license to kill 00?
No, I think we're still subject to the rule of the city, and we don't have any right to kill a refugee or a citizen.
You are a killjoy, Gustav.
Yeah, well, I prefer to keep my head on my shoulders and not get hanged down or decapitated. And prison isn't really my favorite thing.
Well, if we, okay, this is whispered to just the party in general. If we're to do this thing where I take a fall, allow me to bet 3 gold crowns on the other guy through
I
one of you.
I
That
don't
way,
think.
we further bankrupt the man running the show.
See, this guy gets it.
Ah,
I mean, me, I'm gonna put all my money on it, but
I don't know. That seems dangerous. But
Usually people try to win. Anyway,
right. But I mean, why would you try to win if you're trying to earn money?
very true.
It's the whole point of a fall.
Bruce, you've been around for a while and perhaps watching. What does Emin do with the money? Does he keep it always on his person, or does he hand it off to others? Keep it in a tent?
I'm not exactly sure. From what I've heard, he actually doesn't stay here for the night. Might live somewhere else in the city.
that reminds me of something. I don't know if it's related, but some hooded guy just slipped me this, and I take out my piece of parchment and saying he basically brought me to meet him at midnight in front of the drunken rats.
Okay, so as you pull out the parchment to show everybody, while you're saying that, everyone takes a look and the parchment is clear.
I don't suppose, and I'm just throwing this out here because I try to every session, that the paper has any. I know you said it's blank, but like there's any indication on the paper at all of thief sign.
No.
Again,
No
you know, to
indication.
find some fucking use for this, especially in a city.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, I know sometimes you joke about me not being able to read, but it seems you're reading things that aren't even there now.
I swear it was just
Wait,
last time I pulled it. I swear.
does any of you
I
have
swear I've read
11?
a few books in my time, but you know, that's not very believable either.
If we have 11, maybe we can make it visible again.
I swear. I swear on Sigma's head, on my head. I swear on
Wait,
Sigma
hold
that
it up to the
was.
sky. Hold it up to
Why?
the sky. Well, if there was anything written into it, the coloration of the paper should be different. So
That's pretty
the
smart.
ink might not be visible, but the trace left behind by the pen against paper or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
I will do that. That's very smart of you, Lash.
Still, I would say at this stage we don't seem to exactly have a plan. So might I recommend continued observation on all parts?
We don't have a plan. We have like 3 plans so far. We need to
Oh,
figure out which
yeah.
plan we're going
Some
for.
of that, I'm not going to stop you. But my plan right now might be to tail Edmund later tonight and just see where he happens to end up.
Well, it seems
Make
like
a plan
me and
from
Conrad are real down on the let's make money, take a fall plan.
Well, I don't mind making some money, but well, let's see what happens.
Actually, I'll bet most of the rest of my money on that. I just did the conversion. I have 5 gold crowns. That should further cause this man some hardship when I lose.
Yeah, so what we'll do is that I'll go with you to Edmund, and I'll make like I'm your manager or some shit like that, and I'll try to get you into the fights. And of course, I'll bet on. Well, no, wait, no, we need a third person to bet. I can't represent you and then bet against you. That's just crazy talk.
Yeah, that would definitely show her hand.
Yeah, no. In retrospect, you just give me the 5 crowns you're going to bet. You want to bet. You go over there and get yourself into the fights, and then I will place the bets against you.
Okay. So Conrad will go over to Fat McLarge Man.
I think you mean
And,
Giant McFatty Pants.
Hey,
He's-
huge lard.
Is he the one who's in charge of signing people up to the fights, or is there somebody else on the map that we do that with?
He is basically the head of the operation, so he takes money for the fights and organizes them. Yeah.
All right. Well, my good man, I would like to sign up for one of these battles.
Very well. I mean, I see that you're new here, so
Yes.
I would think you'd need a few fights so the crowd kind of knows who who you are.
But of course.
All
And
right.
for the benefit of the other players, I do plan on winning a few fights so people do start betting on me. And then when the fight comes to throw, I mean, that's like, no, I don't want to cheat on my first hand of cards and get noticed. I want them to see me win a couple or maybe even win and lose.
Well, how about we come up beforehand? How many fights you plan to win before you actually throw one, so we know when to bet?
Let's. I figure it'll be however many he says he wants me to go in before they put me in the actual ranked battles, whatever they do.
Well, we do have one bet down already. Maybe we should see how that fight goes first.
Yeah, that's
Of
like
course.
2 hours from now.
Sure, I imagine any further fights are also going to be taking a while.
So, back to Giant McFatty Pants. So how many fights would you like to see me in before you decide whether or not I'm worthy of betting on?
Well, I'm thinking 3 fights would be a fair assumption. Let me tell you that we organize different kind of fights. There's group fights and the 1 versus 1 fights. Of course, if you're feeling particularly fighty, you can fight alone against few opponents. So I kind of have fighters divided into groups. There's easy, medium, and hard. So I pay 6 silver per easy fighter defeated, 1 gold crown per medium fighter defeated, and 3 gold crowns per hard fighter. And after these 3 fights that I mentioned, you can actually go and challenge one of the 3 reigning champions. These, of course, are different fighters. They are quite the challenge. And each of them is also on a kind of a level. So there's obviously quite a lot more money going in it. So let me know how you'd like to approach that, and I can organize some fights, maybe even one today.
Yes, do sign me up.
All right. Would that be on one of the 1 versus 1 easy fights for starters?
For now, let us see what the skill is of the combatants you have on offer before I
Yes.
decide to go any higher.
Very well, very well. So let's say we have actually a fight against one of the reigning champions in about an hour and a half. I'm thinking that there's going to be quite a lot of people wanting to stay after that fight. So if you want to just introduce you after this one, I'm sure that will make it easier for you to join in other fights later.
Very well. And of course,
Okay.
Conrad's wearing I think he's got full leathers and also like a mail shirt and chain coif. So he definitely looks like he's an able-bodied fighter.
Yes, definitely.
So they'll probably jump at the chance to sign him up. So that's good.
All right. So he just casually mentions that you should get a sword from the smith, since you cannot fight with your own weapons here.
Very well. And he will head on over to the smith where Alexa is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I guess I'll defer to my new dwarven friend here about which ones go to the fights, but I'll see if I can, if it's weighted right, and just say, okay, you might want to be careful because this one has a little bit, it's lopsided here, but it works here.
All right. I mean, he has a little laugh, but he kind of appreciates the banter. Uh, um, he kind of mentions that these all these swords are the same, so you can take any one. They have been dulled so not to cause much harm in the fights. And yeah, I guess Alexa
Yeah,
hands
she'll
you.
hand it to him and say, "Good luck. Don't get killed."
There we go. So the sword you've got is a basic hand weapon. Because of its dulling, it's a -1, so strength bonus -1 damage.
Okay. Well, would a warhammer be an appropriate weapon for, like, as opposed? Well, not. It's still a hand weapon. It just does blunt damage. Would it still do the -1 or no?
I don't follow. You want a warhammer?
Or a mace, one of the blunt weapons that would still count as a hand weapon.
I see. So basically, regulation is you fight with swords here.
Okay, so I'll just use the sword, the blunted one, and
Don't make me a raccoon.
so do you want me to put that on my sheet, or will we just do the subtracting from the damage that I do?
Whatever works for you. You can add it on the sheet. Maybe that would be easier.
All right, let me get to that.
All right.
Oh, if that was your incognito disguise.
I'm not incognito.
Alexa, you seem to have taken a piece of charcoal to yourself.
Okay. So shall we sort of fast forward time to the next fight?
I think so.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
guess
guys
if
wanna?
our friend's fight is going to happen as well, we might want to put bets down on that too.
Well, I assume he's throwing the third fight.
Yes.
Well, at the very least, put bet on the first one.
Why?
I'm gonna get a gossip and just more rumors and things and while they're fighting because I don't really want to bet on anybody here.
Well,
Okay.
if the fights are being handled narratively until the last one, I think it would make more sense for me to throw the fifth fight rather than the third.
Well, he's only put you down for 3, though.
Well, okay, but if I do 2 more, then and make him look good.
No, I understand what you're saying, that if you become a champion or the crowd perceives you as a good fighter, that they'll bet more on you, and then the odds will be different. At the same time, if you're only down for 3, and Gustav is really hard pushed to get this thing shut down, and we only have a window.
True.
Okay. Right. So, Gustav, you wanna give me a gossip roll, or see what you can land and such?
Yes, sorry. I can repeat that because didn't hear it.
Am I breaking up again?
No, you're fine.
All right. Give me a gossip roll to see how well you do with gathering information.
Nope.
All right. I mean, using your your intelligence, you kind of gather, walking around the area. Most of the people come here for betting, obviously, and the fights. But the close vicinity of the drowned rat tavern makes so most of the patrons kind of go to the tavern while the fights aren't happening. So it's not only, kind of an enjoyment of watching the fights, but also meeting the people, right? So you can kind of gather that maybe if you were kind of shut down the tavern. It would help with shutting down the arena. And yeah, basically that's what you've learned.
All right.
Right. So do you wanna watch the fight? The one of the reigning champions against some person you don't know.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
Spunky underdog.
Yeah. So everyone joins. Is I guess Alex is on the be right back mode.
I mean, two of us got money on it. On two different people.
All right. What about Conrad, Gustav? You want to go and watch the fight?
I guess there's nothing else to really do, so gotta agree on plan. So yeah.
Yeah, Conrad will watch to see the caliber of the fighters, but he won't bet yet.
All right. So as the time approaches for the fight, of course, the people are gathering around the piece of ground that kind of sets the arena. And out of the crowd from different sides come into the arena two people. One of those is an elven lady. She's garbed in a mostly leather armor, just missing a helmet. Two swords in her hands. Of course, these are the dulled ones, just not to hurt anybody too much. The other person is a tall fellow. He doesn't seem to have much armor on himself. Just has a sword in his hand. He has has this kind of, when you look at him, you can kind of tell that he's pretty handsome. You can basically see the facial features. For some reason, you can kind of forget them at the same time, so you couldn't describe this person to anyone else. So he has that thing going on with him, and of course the arena master.
Oh, so the elf is the champion then.
One of the champions, yes.
Quick question: how much does the blunted sword cost?
Let's see.
Is it a longsword?
I think it's just a
Okay.
hand weapon.
Yeah, I'm on the page. That's why I asked.
So check the hand weapon.
Hand weapon is
Subtract.
10 gold crowns.
So I'd say 7 for the fact it's blunted, right?
Well, I can't afford that. So, is there anything we can do with the weapon I'm carrying to make it blunt?
Well, here's what you do, Conrad. You use your hand as a weapon.
Exactly. Talk to Bruce about that. No, you have been given the sword
Oh,
for
okay.
the fight, so
Let's get it back then. Okay.
you don't have to pay for it. Right. So the arena master introduces the fighters. Tells on pointing to the champion that this is the elven one of the wood elves from the forest came to fight in the arena. Her name is Liervi. And on the opposite side is Lorin Ettlinger, a fellow who has fought a few battles here, won them very quickly, and everyone is kind of anticipating what he's going to accomplish here. No, he's not. He's a very stand-up fellow.
Okay.
Mm.
Can I just make a magical sense check? Just to see if there's anything.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. So as you look at this undescribable fellow. You can kind of shake off this feeling of uncertainty, so to speak. You can basically see him. He's a second ago he was very seemed very what's the word? Very sure of himself. He was very
Confident.
yeah, very confident. But as you kind of focus on him, you can see that his eyes are darting around, and he's maybe murmuring something to himself. He seems a bit shaken now. So of course, as the fighters are told to fight, the crowd goes wild, but not for long, because as you see the fighters approach each other, the man Lauren kind of starts swinging his sword very quickly, and it sort of looks like he's feinting most of his attacks, but they seem to be hitting from different side that then he's feinting them. So it looks like the elf is kind of in no position to defend herself. She seems very confused, and maybe 5 or 10 minutes the fight goes. She just basically battered. Puts up her hand in the air and says that she wants to end the fight, that she surrenders.
Thanks a lot, Gustav. You saw magic was at work, and you said nothing!
Well, once I sense that, I will just say that there's something very fishy in this area now.
No, but you should have said that when this fight was happening.
I just
One, you just cost me. You saw him walk in and you sensed it, and then you let 5 minutes pass.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure, but like, I'm sorry.
You cost me a gold crown. Plus, that could have been the whole thing you used to cause everybody
Look,
to hey.
I'll pay you. I'll pay you the gold.
No. I'm saying you also could have used that, to upset the crowd or something.
Well, I made back some money.
I don't want the crowd to upset the crowd. I don't want a riot here. I mean,
Boy, am I glad I didn't bet on anything.
So by the sounds of it, I should be going to pick up my winnings then.
Oh, real quick, we kind of glanced over something.
Odds.
No, Gustav held the paper to the sun, and then.
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I failed to mention. Yeah, the paper was clear. No signs of.
No. The fact that if they wrote with anything, it would still leave a trace of something on the paper. Because if you ever written on something and then scratched something on top of it, it's still signs that something has been put onto the paper.
Yep. I understand what you're saying, but paper is still clear. No signs of anything written.
God damn your fantasy setting. Oh yeah? Well, I grab the paper out of his hands and I eat it. How about that?
Yeah,
you'll find that in my cart later.
All right. So yeah, the arena master takes a few minutes just to get the winnings for the winners, and to maybe silence a bit these fellows too angry about their losing. So if I think Victor placed a win bet, so just to simplify things that we don't have to think about odds and whatnot. Say you gain twice as much as you put down, right?
Excellent. So I go from 10 to 20 silver shillings, which is a whole gold crown.
Yep.
I get his gold crown.
Congratulations, you got a shit-covered gold crown.
Oh,
I'll wash it. I'll wash it.
In what? Look around there. You gonna wash it off in the blood?
Sanitary spits.
Wash it off in the blood pool up here.
I mean, that might be blood, yeah.
Well, it looks like a butcher's stand, so that's why I say it's blood.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't look like much water around here. All right. So as the kind of giving away money from the bets part passes, so the people leave disgruntled about the losses, but obviously most of the people stay for the other fights. So yes,
I might try talking to some of the disgruntled bettors and tell them that, well, there's an easy way to get that money back if only you would fight. There's a person who would teach you how to fight. And then the group fights, well, you could very well win those, couldn't you?
You don't make much money
And try
from
to
that.
use that sort of logic and drive them towards Bruce.
okay. Give me a charm roll.
can I assist him?
Sure, yeah. You could.
Nobody here's a noble, but I am untrained, so let's see how it goes.
I'm a noble, but
I say, what, you have a bonus for nobles?
Yeah, I have etiquette.
Well, no you don't.
I have an absolute
Wow.
You walk up to the guy and you fart in his face and you're like, hey, how about that?
Yeah, they're kind of focused on the fact that they lost their money. So
You walk up to the quadriplegic and say, hey, Bruce over there can teach you how to fight.
yeah,
Oh, you lost your money? I bet you won't stand for that.
You
I'll try.
you walk up to some homeless child thinking it's another halfling and you think, oh. And his mother comes out, what the fuck do you think you're doing, my child?
all right.
That's a bad roll. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
So that's a no go.
so there's definitely magic at play here, right? I'm not just ever time just following.
You're
Oh,
literally
this-
the only one that can sense that, so.
Yeah,
and you don't really know that it's magic, right?
yeah. I'm just there's something fishy about this.
Yeah.
I mean, you used your magical sense to sense it, so I assume
Yeah,
that you
but
know
I
it's
don't know,
magic.
No, I don't know. I have magical senses. It's just like a feeling, just like ew.
Well, I mean, you can describe what you saw, and then we can describe what we saw, and then when they don't match up, what else is left?
Yeah, that's just. I mean, I assume I told you as soon as I.
That's funny. I saw his face was completely blurred the whole time. I, in fact, don't remember what his face looked like, actually, come to think of it.
Just I mean, my dog is acting up.
That's a minus D8. That's a callback joke. I think Griff is the only one who would know, and he don't remember.
Wait, what was it?
Too late.
Ah.
Yeah, how much longer is Conrad's fight?
Yeah. So the giant mag Fanny Pants finishes with giving out away the money. Takes maybe more than 10 minutes. He kind of approaches Conrad, saying that it's almost his time. So just to prepare on the other side of the arena.
Who is he fighting?
So he's just fighting an easy fighter, a nondescript fellow, right?
Is that the Gambleable?